Episode 133, Endings and New Beginnings, From Captivity to Rebuilding. Welcome back to Faith Bond Kids Crew. I'm Kayla, your storyteller, and today, in episode 133, we're diving into some incredible stories from 2 Chronicles 36 and Ezra chapters 1 to 3. 2 Chronicles 36, imagine living in a time when your city and temple are destroyed, and you're taken away to a far-off land. That's what happened to the people of Judah. King Zedekiah, who ruled Judah, didn't follow God's ways, and because of this, Jerusalem was captured by the Babylonians. The once beautiful temple built by Solomon was burned down, and the people were taken to Babylon as captives. But even in this dark time, God had a plan. He promised that after 70 years, the people would return to their land. It's a story of consequences, but also of hope and the promise of return. Ezra 1, 70 years later, a new chapter begins. Imagine the excitement when King Cyrus of Persia, inspired by God, made a decree allowing the Jewish people to return to Jerusalem and rebuild the temple. The king even returned the precious items taken from the temple. People packed up their belongings, filled with joy and anticipation, ready to embark on this journey back home. It's a story of God's faithfulness and the beginning of a new hope. Ezra 2, now, picture the scene as families and groups gather, preparing for the long journey back to Jerusalem. Over 42,000 people, along with their servants and animals, set out on this incredible adventure. The chapter lists all the families and leaders, emphasizing how important each person was in this grand plan. It's like a big family reunion with everyone excited to rebuild their home and the temple. This story shows the importance of community and working together. Ezra 3, upon arriving in Jerusalem, the first thing the people did was rebuild the altar so they could offer sacrifices to God. They celebrated the Feast of Tabernacles, remembering God's provision. Then, under the leadership of Zerubbabel and Jeshua, they laid the foundation of the new temple. Imagine the mix of emotions. Some people shouted for joy, while the older ones, who remembered the original temple, wept loudly. This moment was filled with hope, gratitude, and a sense of new beginnings. It's a story of worship, dedication, and the joy of starting anew. Thank you for joining me in exploring the endings and new beginnings in episode 133 of Faith Bond Kids Crew. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. If you have questions about today's stories or anything else, ask your parents. Let's say a prayer together. Dear God, thank you for showing us through these stories that you are always faithful and have plans for us, even in tough times. Help us to trust you and work together to fulfill your purposes. Amen. Until next time, this is Kayla, signing off. Stay blessed, keep learning, and let God's light shine through you always.